Our last speaker in this panel is Larry Payne, and Larry Payne, along with Richard Miller, is a founding father of yoga therapy in America and the co-founding president of the International Association of Yoga Therapists. He's also a co-founder of the yoga curriculum at the UCLA School of Medicine and founding director of the Yoga Therapy RX and Prime of Life Yoga certification programs at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles.
I am delighted to be here with you today and to share with you my 33 years of being in the field and give you some of my own theories about why yoga and yoga therapy are popular today, and of course as a pioneer in the field of yoga therapy along with some of my colleagues to just share with you just how far we've come. The art and science of yoga is very comprehensive, as you know. So many yoga teachers in the room. But what most people think of yoga today are the physical postures known as Hatha Yoga. And of course, we've adapted the name Hatha Yoga. And Hatha Yoga was originally designed to help you sit for long periods of time so that you could achieve some of the higher states in yoga, advanced breathing techniques, meditation, and eventually something like spiritual liberation. In America, though, unfortunately, yoga has become more like gymnastics. And there's more people seeking the perfect body than the perfect soul. All right? So, yoga therapy, very briefly defined, is working with people that for whatever reason they don't fit in a group class. So you work with them one-on-one. And quite often, yoga therapy can help people where the medical world has not. For instance, in my particular specialty, which is back problems, I can't tell you, I've helped over 100 people avoid back surgery. I mean, it really works just from a regular practice. I'm often asked, what is the magic of yoga? Why do so many people practice yoga? According to the Yoga Journal, 20 million people in America are now practicing yoga, and another 40 million are interested in practicing yoga. The overall answer, I believe, can be simplified into two words: stress reduction. Stress reduction. According to the AMA, the American Medical Association, 80% of all illness has a stress component. Yet they don't really have an answer other than medication. Yoga has an antidote. Think of your yoga practice as a bubble bath for your nervous system. Think of your yoga practice as a text message to your brain to chill. The result is an overall effect of well-being, and that has a ripple effect. And that ripple effect came to me and something very interesting back in the 80s. I founded the corporate yoga program at the Getty Museum in Los Angeles. And after I'd been there for about 2 months, I was summoned by the head of security. And his office was 3 doors down from where I taught. I had no idea what he wanted to talk to me about. He said, "Sit down, Larry. I need to tell you something." He says, "Since you've been teaching here, everybody who walks by my door is nicer to me." Boy, was I relieved. If we trace the roots, the history of yoga and yoga therapy, we have to start back in the boom in the 60s, when the disciples of the great Swami Shivananda came to America, and he was a medical doctor, and Dean talked so reverently about his teacher, Satchidananda, who I got to meet many times. By the way, do you know that Satchidananda did the opening prayer at Woodstock? Pretty good. His other disciple was Swami Shivananda, and also around that time, from the Sikh community, came the great Yogi Bhajan. So, in the 70s, there was a whole other wave, and these were the students of Professor Sri T. Krishnamacharya of southern India. Wikipedia says that Krishnamacharya is the main person responsible for the yoga movement in America and therefore, in turn, yoga therapy. His disciples, B.K.S. Iyengar, 95 years young, okay? K. Pattabhi Joyce, Mataji Inder Devi. Anybody heard of these people? Yes. A.G. Mohan, and also my teacher of 25 years who's inspired me, his son, TKV Deskachar. Now, while those masters filled the yoga studios, Richard Hillman and Julius Folan filled our living rooms with their TV series on PBS channel. In 1979, I retired as the West Coast manager of advertising sales for McCall's Magazine. I took a trip around the world in a quest to fix my own back. And in that trip, I spent a lot of time in India, and I really visited a lot of these places. A lot of the teachers I just mentioned all inspired me, including yoga therapy centers, Kaivala Dhamma, Yoga Institute of Santa Cruz, and so forth. But I had the honor of meeting the great Krishnamacharya and studying many times privately with his son, Deskachar, and also A.D. Mohan. And they also invited me to work in their clinic, the Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram. Now, this was sanctioned by the government of southern India for anything goes with yoga therapy. So that time that I spent there with my teachers, and who I still consider my teacher, allowed me to have the tools to start the first yoga therapy center in Los Angeles in 1984. And with Dr. Leroy Perry at the world-famous International Sports Medicine Institute. Shortly after, another man joined the Institute. His name was Dr. John Hertz. So we were shortly known as the Pain Hertz Back Clinic. True story. One of the trips to India, I met my lifelong buddy, Richard Miller, and together in 1989, we founded the International Association of Yoga Therapists. And by the way, our director, Sir John Kepner, is in the audience somewhere. Our mission was to raise the standards of yoga therapy in the eyes of the medical world and the public as a respected modality. All right, now next year, we are celebrating 25 years, and we now have 3,400 members from all 50 states and almost 50 countries. We have a peer-reviewed professional journal. We have a magazine called Yoga Therapy Today. We have a Harvard professor, Satbir Khalsa, inspiring all of our research. And we now have, for the first time, a medical doctor and yogi as our president. Is also a very nice man. Around the same time that we launched IAYT, one of our founding board members, some guy named Dean Ornish, started the program called How to Reverse Heart Disease Without Drugs or Surgery. But I want to just say this briefly, that when Medicare accepted this was the greatest breakthrough in history, linking yoga and medicine. I want to take a moment just to honor Dean and say for the whole entire yoga community, thank you so much. 1998, the assistant dean of the UCLA School of Medicine was referred to me with a serious back problem. He was so happy with his results that he invited me to teach yoga to the medical students in the UCLA School of Medicine. And that was the first of its kind in the country. And the same doctor, Dr. Usatine, and I collaborated in 2002 with a book called Yoga RX. And that was a step-by-step guide to how to help people at home with their common problems and conditions. Our book was the inspiration for my courses at Loyola Marymount University. Yoga Therapy RX and Prime of Life Yoga. They're all now going to their 10th year. And in Yoga Therapy RX, we have 120 students. We have 30 teachers. And we have, many of them are physicians. The focus of our course is Yoga Therapy Meets Modern Medicine. And among the many other topics that we cover in the course, we also cover medical terminology. Because I think it's really important for our students to get a job on the gals. And they're a big welcome wagon for yoga therapists with a lot of professions such as chiropractic, osteopathic, physiatrists, physical therapists. So we need to know their lingo. The other program at LMU that I started, Prime of Life Yoga, is designed for people over 40, which is now the largest segment of our population. May I ask how many people here are over 40? Well, we know. Okay? This is the largest population of our segment of our population, but it's the most underserved. So the message is in our course that you don't have to do the hard postures to get the benefits. We focus on the user-friendly postures and the fact that the function is more important than perfect form. Now today I'd just like to give you an update and before I show you some really short video that they're going to queue up for me. The Integrative Medicine Department at Duke University has a 4-day course on for seniors. LMU, my university I work with, has the first master's program ever in yoga. The producer of our event, Linda Lang, offers yoga therapy as an elective at the George Washington School of Medicine. Maryland University will be offering a master's and degree in yoga therapy. And just last year, another dear friend who's here with us today, Veronica Zador, who is a past president of IAYT, has won approval of Wayne State University Medical School, which is the largest medical school in the United States to have yoga therapy be fully into the courses. And now for the grand finale. So if you're queuing up my video up there, I just want to tell you that this is a brief video about the most recent Level 4 program we've added at Loyola Marymount University. And we hooked up with the largest family clinic in the state and possibly in the country. And we hope this video will be an inspiration for those of you who are in yoga therapy courses across the country to work with the underserved.
Here at the Venice Family Clinic, yoga therapy is joining other long-standing alternative health treatments such as acupuncture and chiropractic care.
We're going to bring your right knee up to your chest.
Now, for the first time, yoga therapy is being offered to patients with special needs who cannot fit into group yoga classes.
And then your shoulder blades come back.
The pilot program in yoga therapy proved so successful that the clinic will now be offering yoga therapy full-time.
The patients are so happy with the program. They feel like they've received a treatment they otherwise wouldn't have access to.
Inhale, please bend the front leg, raise your arms from the front.
A lot of our patients are very susceptible to acute pain becoming chronic and staying chronic. They're day laborers, nannies, housekeepers, gardeners, very physically demanding type jobs.
Results from yoga therapy can be quite dramatic.
And I couldn't put up, and now, look, And then I couldn't to put beside, and I couldn't to put like this, because when I have the soap for the dishes, I couldn't to do this because was the pain very, very bad in this side. And now, if you see, I'm really, really happy and I'm really excited for this because I don't have word to say thank these people who helped me a lot. And I really, really appreciated what they did.
People at this clinic are given really a premier experience of the best that yoga can possibly deliver.
We've had a mixture of patients who've gone through yoga therapy now, from arm pain to low back pain, and so yoga therapy has been helpful because it gives them a tool and a resource for them to be able to practice and continue helping themselves at home.
Hands are perfect, your neck is relaxed, smooth breath, you're perfect.
When we were approached by Yoga Therapy RX, we realized the benefit that could provide in teaching our patients how they could be more aware of their bodies and what were they doing that got them into pain to begin with, and to hopefully keep them out of pain so they wouldn't just have to cycle back through.
The clinic's new yoga therapy program is staffed by interns who are graduates of the Yoga Therapy RX course at Loyola Marymount University. It's headed by Larry Payne, who also oversees the 4-year course that trains yoga teachers to become yoga therapists.
I want our yoga therapists to work when they graduate. So in addition to the yoga therapy, they're also learning the terminology of medical doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists, and others. And we have 30 of the finest health professionals and yoga therapists in the country on our staff.
The yoga therapy interns get to work in a medical team and get to have that collaboration. And hopefully they'll have that experience of working with other types of practitioners.
As a yoga therapist, you have to know who you are in the broader picture and what you're there for. I need the diagnosis. I need that doctor there. I need that information.
Patients are quick to praise the benefits of yoga therapy. Benefits they realize right away.
She made me diagrams for every exercise and notes, and asked me if I had questions every time. And so it's really important for me to breathe and to know how. And I feel really good about that. And I believe I feel more energy from it.
Yoga is about joining together the mind-body connection. So it's no surprise that patients experience a boost in their spirits with yoga therapy. Benefits they realize right away.
That's it, nice.
I feel hopeful about my life. This I can do myself at home on my own. And I'm even, when I get really proficient at this, I'm even going to ask for more.
And Venice Family Clinic, of course, is an icon of what can be wonderful with healthcare in the United States, particularly serving underrepresented communities, serving people that would not have access otherwise to really high-quality care.
Clearly, it's a win-win for both patients and the yoga therapy interns.
So if anyone wants to donate to the Venice Family Clinic, the best way is really to go to our website. We have a link on there that gives the explanation of what you need to do in order to donate. We accept monetary donations, also goods, volunteers. So there's different ways that people can donate to the clinic that can really help us in continuing to do the work that we do here.
There's definitely a future for yoga therapy at Venice Family Clinic, and we hope that the program can grow and treat more patients.
Link to the top of your head, chest lifted, smooth breath.
This person hates it when I do this, but my fiance is the one who produced this. I'd like Mary Aaronson to please stand up. Thanks, honey.